Ever found yourself staring at your traditional bank statement, a confusing tapestry of fees and transactions, and wondered if there was, well, another way? A simpler way? A way that felt less like navigating a bureaucratic maze and more like, actually managing your money? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, you're definitely not alone. The way we interact with our finances is changing rapidly. We order groceries with a tap, hail rides with a swipe, and connect with friends across continents in an instant. So, why should our banking experience feel stuck in the past? This brings us to a question that's been popping up more and more: is Monzo an online bank? Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's take a step back and understand why this question even matters. For generations, the image of a bank has been pretty consistent: a physical building, tellers behind counters, maybe even a stern-looking security guard. These brick-and-mortar institutions have been the cornerstones of our financial lives, the places where we deposit our hard-earned cash and go to secure loans or mortgages. But the digital revolution has shaken things up in virtually every industry, and finance is no exception. We've seen the rise of fintech companies, challenger banks, and a whole new breed of financial services that operate primarily, or even exclusively, online. This shift has brought about a lot of exciting changes: greater convenience, potentially lower fees, and often a more user-friendly experience. So, when we ask if Monzo is an online bank, we're really asking about its place in this evolving landscape. We're trying to understand how it operates, what services it offers, and ultimately, whether it might be a viable alternative to the traditional banking model that many of us have grown up with. Think about your own experiences. How often do you actually visit a physical bank branch these days? For many, the answer is rarely, if ever. We manage our accounts through websites and mobile apps, make payments online, and even deposit checks remotely. The need for physical infrastructure is diminishing for a growing number of people. This trend has paved the way for companies like Monzo, which were built from the ground up with the digital age in mind. They aren't burdened by legacy systems or the costs associated with maintaining a vast network of physical branches. This allows them to operate in a fundamentally different way, often focusing on technology, user experience, and transparency. But simply being online isn't the whole story. There are different types of financial services that operate digitally. Some might be online arms of traditional banks, while others are entirely new entities with no physical presence whatsoever. So, where does Monzo fit in? Let's get straight to the point. Yes, Monzo is primarily an online bank. However, like many things in the modern world, the answer isn't quite as simple as a yes or no. There are nuances to consider, and understanding these nuances will give you a much clearer picture of what Monzo is and how it operates. Monzo doesn't have a network of physical branches in the way that traditional banks do. You won't find a Monzo building on your local high street. Instead, your entire banking experience with Monzo takes place through their mobile app. This is where you open your account, manage your money, make payments, and access customer support. This digital-first approach is a core part of Monzo's identity and what sets it apart from many established financial institutions. They leverage technology to streamline processes, offer innovative features, and provide a more agile and responsive service. Think about the onboarding process, for example. With a traditional bank, opening an account can often involve filling out lengthy forms, providing physical documentation, and even visiting a branch in person. With Monzo, the process is typically done entirely through the app, often involving a quick video selfie and some basic personal information. This streamlined approach can save you time and hassle. Similarly, managing your day-to-day finances with Monzo is centered around the app. You can see your balance in real time, track your spending with detailed breakdowns, set budgets, and even receive instant notifications for transactions. This level of visibility and control is a key benefit of the online banking model. But what about those times when you might need a more traditional banking function? What if you need to deposit cash, for instance? This is where the nuances of Monzo's online bank status come into play. While Monzo doesn't have its own physical branches for cash deposits, they have partnered with other services, like PayPoint in the UK, to allow customers to deposit cash at designated locations. This demonstrates that while their primary operation is online, they recognize the need to provide access to some traditional banking functions through alternative means. Furthermore, Monzo is a fully licensed bank in the UK. This is a crucial point because it means they are regulated by the same authorities as traditional banks and are subject to the same rules and regulations designed to protect your money. Your deposits with Monzo are typically protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, FSCS, just like they would be with a traditional bank. This provides a significant level of security and reassurance. So, while Monzo operates primarily online, it's not just some fly-by-night tech company dabbling in finance. It's a regulated financial institution that leverages technology to deliver its services. The online bank label also extends to Monzo's customer support. You won't be able to walk into a branch and speak to a representative face-to-face. Instead, customer support is primarily handled through the app via chat, and sometimes phone. This can be a significant advantage for many, offering quick and convenient access to help without having to wait in queues or travel to a physical location. However, it's also worth considering if you prefer in-person interactions for certain banking needs. Beyond the core functionality of a bank, Monzo has also embraced the possibilities of being a digital-first institution to offer innovative features that you might not find with traditional banks. Think about their budgeting tools, their ability to split bills easily with friends, or their travel reports that give you insights into your spending abroad. These features are often deeply integrated into the mobile app and are designed to make managing your money more intuitive and engaging. The lack of physical infrastructure also allows Monzo to potentially offer more competitive fees compared to traditional banks that have the overhead of maintaining numerous branches. While specific fees can vary and it's always important to check the terms and conditions, the online model generally allows for leaner operations and potentially lower costs for customers. However, it's important to acknowledge some potential considerations associated with online-only banking. For individuals who are less comfortable with technology or who prefer face-to-face interactions for all their banking needs, an online bank like Monzo might not be the ideal fit. Additionally, while Monzo offers solutions for cash deposits, the process might be less convenient than simply walking into a local branch for some users. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.